on the trail of the apparently evaporated engineer Caitlin, our detectives have suspicions that Freddy, famed Foxglove Philanthropist and musical manager, is somehow involved. We rejoin our guitar-backed gumshoes as they continue to investigate the haven for Foxglove's upper crust, the Cliffside Club. Hey, Helix here, just a quick note from the editing bay. RPG Major isn't a kid show, but I do try and edit it so that you don't have to worry about any kids in the room learning colorful new language from us. That said, there are some mentions of bottoms being kicked, using stronger language about 43 minutes into this episode, and the language is integral to a song. If you don't want to hear that, skip forward about 90 seconds and you'll miss the whole thing. Everything we say is technically usable on network TV, but I'm just looking out for y'all. Your group gathers back together outside of the Cliffside Club.
Yeah, we're just standing on the edge, kind of over, looking over the cliffs at the island and the buoy as the sun goes down.
Oh, that's right. Did any of you want to undertake this golf challenge? You did? Okay, so we'll rewind just a little bit. This is going to be either athletics or coordination, and it is going to be daunting. It is 4 purple. You're welcome to give that a swing. And this is sort of happening as, you've made friends, in quotes, with Freddy. Reg was the guy who he was talking with as well. The two of them sort of goad you, they think, into giving this thing a try.
I don't think this is worth burning a story point on.
Who knows? It could change the fate of everything. If it means a lot to the inspector, I think he should use a story point.
All right, so this is a low odds roll, it looks like. This is 2 green going against 4 purple.
2 green against 4 purple. I think that for Inspector Greystone, this is... You probably have a sense this is a high risk, high reward kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And so the moment you said, hit a golf ball into the buoy and get a hole in one, that is something that he wanted to do.
Got it. Okay.
So there's no way he's not going to do this. We could try a story point if we want, but this is not, from a gaming perspective, I would not recommend it. All right, here we go.
Can I give him a guitar pick for the Fancy Man face-off to use?
For sure.
Ooh. If you want to upgrade one of them, we sometimes throw each other guitar picks as a way to express appreciation for a cool player move.
Come on, guys.
Here we go.
Let's see it.
Whoa, buddy. That's not going to do it.
It's so
Awfully close.
It's so close. It's so close.
Dead even.
It's so close. No way.
That's 2 washes by you.
So it's 3.
Wow,
it's
wild.
net 3 threats, no successes, no advantages. So you get pretty close. You get what would be the equivalent of a par on this hole, right? Because you managed to. So you managed to get within 30 yards, and they call it a par 3. And this is. This is a long drive. So getting it within 30 yards, and there's no bounce whatsoever. It's just precision.
Yep.
So you get it within 30 yards, which gets you sort of a nice pat on the back, maybe you'll get it next time, sort of vibe. There are a couple of threats, and I think the threats are that Freddy is getting a very accurate assessment of what kind of person you are in the course of your interactions.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, those are the threats. So the group is getting back together out in the, let's say, the parking lot of the Cliffside Club, where the view is still spectacular. They can't keep that away from you.
Is Thorn doing investigations?
Oh, I forgot entirely. What sort of investigations would Thorn like to be doing?
I would like to try to find the talent green room, and clean that. I'm here to service your air conditioner.
So to get into the building through a service entrance, it's not going to be too difficult. I'll take either a stealth or a skullduggery or something else if you have that in mind, and it's just going to go against 1 purple. It's a fairly easy thing to do.
Hey, Billy, you mind letting me in? I left my card at work. Deception.
You want to convince someone that they know you?
I want to convince someone that I'm. Let me take this from the top.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, it's I'm with Morgan Air Condition and Heat and Repair. I was supposed to be let in at this door here. You think you can let me do that? I'm here for the green room.
All right, I'll take a deception on that. That is just going to be against 1.
Oh, buddy. 2 successes.
Lovely. Oh yeah, I stole your accent. Oh yeah, no, they were saying it was a little too warm in there today, so we make sure and sign in on the register once you get inside. But he opens the door for you.
Cool. I sign in. Is there anyone at the sign in?
No, there's no one there.
I write Freddy to sweeten or to sweets.
Great.
Van Sweeten. No, I write
Von
Freddy
Sweeten.
D Sweeten.
Ready to sweeten.
Freddy D Sweeten.
For the viewers at home, I wish y'all could have witnessed this. What AJ just did.
Yeah, and then you want to look for the performer's green room.
Yeah, green room, locker area.
Yeah, there is a green room. You're able to find it. There are lockers that have padlocks on about a third of them. What sort of things are you looking for in there?
Am I alone?
Currently, yes.
I'm going to casually just start opening the lockers I can, see if I can. I'm not like rummaging through them, but I am looking for names, identifying information.
Yeah, the unlocked lockers are mostly empty except for one that has some dirty laundry in it. It's just like black dress pants, black button-down shirt. Looks like what the you would expect the waitstaff here to be wearing.
Gotcha. Any of these lockers look like a cellist's?
None of them are big enough to contain a cello. No.
It's the 80s, so I can't bug this room that well.
It's 80s technology.
It's post-Watergate. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Is there a phone in here? Landline?
Yes.
I'm going to take the landline off the receiver and tuck it behind the table.
Okay.
So if my knowledge of landline phones is accurate, I could go pick up another landline on the same line and hear into that room.
So if there was a call in progress and they both shared a line, that would work. What's going to happen if you just take a phone off and put it behind it is after a minute of dial tone, it's going to go beep, 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 beep. It's just going to be an error code. Yeah.
My grandma's house was different.
Okay.
Yeah. How can I benefit myself here?
Thorne's grandmother is a famous hacker.
Can I attempt?
Thorne's grandmother, Captain Crunch. Do you guys know about this? There was a whistle that was included in Captain Crunch cereal that played the precise pitch that AT&T's payphones needed in order to add like $2 worth of credit or something like that. And so you could do what was called phone freaking and grab one of these whistles, blow it into the receiver, and get free calls.
Cool.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Obviously, landlines don't work like that. But what if I did a little kit bashing on this phone to make it work like that?
Sure. Skullduggery.
So I have the inventor skill.
Love that.
Or talent, excuse me. But it says when I'm constructing or modifying. Those aren't skills. So skullduggery, I could still add the 2 blue since I am constructing and modifying.
Definitely. It's going to go against 2. Average check. We got a guitar pick being cashed in. Don't forget your blue dice.
This is gonna work, boys.
So I've got 1, 2, 4, 5 advantages.
5 advantages. Oof. Okay.
That's so many.
So many advantages. What sort of thing were you hoping to learn from this? Like, what's the goal here?
My goal was to overhear Caitlin, if she is here, at some point today. So, like, I might post up while the rest of this is happening to see if, like, any artists come through, stuff like that. Like, I can't record it, but I could actively monitor it.
Yeah, okay. So, for as long as you are willing to stay in this building and try and stay out of sight, you can listen in on this phone line discreetly.
Cool.
I think that is not what you were aiming for, but is 5 successes worth of closeness.
Go. I think that's all I have planned for this room.
Great. Is there anything else you want to do while poking around inside this country club?
Everything seemed kind of normal, like country club-esque. There's not like bigger secret or bigger thing to investigate.
Give me a perception. This is going to go in against 3. And this is for sort of reading a social situation. So if anything else occurs to you for that, feel free to throw that on or use that instead of perception.
It's fine. So it's 3, 1 failure. 1 failure.
Okay. It all seems pretty normal to you. It's just the staff is very deferential in a way that probably makes someone who's not around money a lot a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm probably monitor my line until I get the word that we're meeting up somehow.
You guys might have walkie-talkies or something.
We probably had a time.
It's
You
Amy.
hear a caw, caw. Okay.
Yeah.
Every rose.
That's good.
I'm just gonna
Bum, bum.
move of a
Always
story point
dramatic
over.
when a story point moves because it means something bad is happening that we don't know about.
That is usually what it means. Every now and then I'll tell you what it is, but not right now, actually. You're listening on this line. You do hear a few things, personal details of people who are not Caitlin. The only 2 voices that you hear are pitched low, like a man's voice. So, unfortunately, sort of strike out in that regard.
Cool.
You're not certain whether or not Caitlin or that group would have been playing here today at all. But when you get back together with your group later on in the parking lot, you do hear that it's quite likely that they will be playing at a party at the Von Sweeten Manor tomorrow night.
I have to run back in there and grab a landline. I'll be right back.
So they weren't playing tonight, they're playing tomorrow.
And not here.
Yes.
Okay.
Greystone was actually able to talk to Freddy. What were you
Indeed.
able to find out?
Well, I found out that he has interesting taste in parties.
Okay.
But also, I think we may have found our cellist. She's going to be in the band. And there's going to be Akron acrobats.
Akron bats?
How many arms do they have?
Are they vampiric?
I love how at the beginning of this day, you all acted like I was crazy for believing in magic. But I can't tell if you're fooling with me right now.
No, we were checking you to see how you might react when we started pitching stuff like this.
Oh, thank heavens. I had a good feeling about you, and then that feeling became a question mark, and now it's just a great big smiley face.
Sorry for taking you on that journey.
Yes.
That's what it's like to be an investigator.
True.
I have faced so many failures and so many successes.
Couple of threats, couple of advantages. Sorry.
Oh wait,
Guitar picks.
I do want to
that's
tell.
beside the point. Akron acrobats are fabulous and very, very good at acrobatics and expensive.
I want to tell you something. Megan Holdman, I was able to talk to her on the phone, and we might be able to call her back if we discover more. She is worried about Caitlin, particularly the way that she has been interacting with, talking with this group, talking about Freddy, the way that it's taken over her life. She compared it to a sort of religious fervor.
Oh, well, in that
Which-
case, here are the sacred texts. And Morrow produces the planner. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Aubrey, but anything else you found?
Was there anything else notable? I think that mainly the concern about the band and that sort of characterization of her behavior. It sort of confuses me because when I think of fervor in music, I think of, you know, a little pipe, a little flute carved from bone, from the largest moose in the forest, and if you play it, the deer follow you. And normally, I don't know why you're laughing.
My word.
Normally, you play the person who's met with the fervor is the one playing the flute made from the moose bone. But Freddy, he doesn't play music,
Doesn't play
right?
music,
He just
no.
facilitates it, and the musicians are the ones who,
So would they be the deer in this case?
I guess, but it doesn't map 1-to-1. Which makes me think it might be something slightly different, even though that would be the most likely solution, obviously.
Just for everyone, let's put our head in our hands. Grace, whoa.
I think Thorn looks at that, eyes wide, like, yep. It could also be with fervor. You play with fervor. Could be one of those two things for sure, or more options.
Well, if anything, and what it sounded like, Greystone, that you were telling me about this party is that it's an auction to raise money for the symphony. The auction items are all pristine art pieces.
Very, very valuable pieces of art, yes.
And commissions.
And
the ability to
commissions.
make commissions, yeah. For paintings, for pieces of music, for sculpture, like...
If I'm able to spitball here, and I don't know if she was talking about a religious figure and Caitlin had to take all the money out of her account in order to come over here, I'm wondering if there's like some contractual, like muse artist, like weird agreement that Freddy has all of these artists under.
My investigations kind of came up bunk, but all the staff in here, I mean, none of them would even make eye contact with me. It's a...
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, well,
it's a
Steve did his job.
Yeah, so now that you're sort of assembling all this information, I'd like to get... I'm not sure what skill is best at approximating your general knowledge of cultural...
Knowledge lore?
Knowledge lore, yeah. So basically, so if you don't have a point in that, feel free to just roll an intellect check. And this is going to be against... I feel like this is 1.
I got us on knowledge lore.
I'm tempted to give Aubrey a penalty for this because she doesn't know Earth media except for Pippin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think 1 is perfect.
I also have the...
All right.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, we got 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Boy, this is a normal thing for cults. To pull someone away from their loved ones and have them bring all
Asking
their
for
money.
money,
Yeah.
being an object of worship.
Oh. Well, I have his planner. And
Does
all
he
his
have
contacts.
eccentric fashion sense?
Eccentric fashion?
Does he have a weird accessory that he wears? I feel like, no offense, that's a cult leader thing.
He was wearing a sky blue cravat when you were talking with him. Sorry, a cravat is like a necktie, except instead of normal necktie, it's made out of a scarf, so it's usually a little like poofy, flowy.
You know, have you ever seen that animated classic Scooby-Doo?
Yes?
Yeah, so the leader, the handsome one, Fred. He's
Oh, like
he
an
wears
ascot?
a cravat around his neck.
Okay, got it. Huh.
Interestingly enough, those people also solved mysteries.
We're running into every detective today.
Well,
hardily.
Hardily?
Heartily.
you kind of drew to conclusions on that one. Nancy drew.
You and these puns, Agatha. Again.
Don't have a Perot.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, and Aubrey, you were saying that Megan had a concern about these friends.
Yeah, it seemed like they were pulling her away, keeping her at a distance. She seemed hesitant to talk about them or share a lot of details with her partner.
Okay. Well, can I open the planner?
Might
Would
be
it
a
like a perception?
Classic case of a wedge.
You were right from the beginning.
So, Mara, what sort of things are you looking for in the planner?
Anything that look, maybe out of the ordinary. If there's like a location that I don't recognize, or a meeting thing that looks odd.
Or anything about paintings coming to life.
Right. Well, and I would know what a social calendar like this would look like. Sure. And so
Yeah, none of us know what a social calendar looks like.
oh no, I meant like
Aubrey's social calendar is Thursday night cribbage.
Yeah. With self.
No, I go to the senior center. They're my friends.
I do Wednesday night bridge. I get it.
Yeah, so
I
Mara,
meant like the high y'all suck.
Mara, you're looking through this planner. It, for the most part, looks fairly ordinary, but there are a series of entries that are simply acquisitions. They don't have a location. They're just date. It's like acquisition, exclamation point. A few days later, acquisition, exclamation point.
Acquired.
Interesting.
Acquiring art, acquiring people to play.
Followers.
Souls.
Yeah.
One and the same?
What I talked about earlier, before we left, Aubrey, I think we're back to hunting someone that left on their own and doesn't want to be found. So regardless if we continue on or not, we've got money, morals or whatever. We should come up with a plan for extracting somebody that will not want to leave.
How do you wake someone from a cult spell?
Well,
We should also make sure that it's a real cult and not just a nice community of
Oh, true.
It seems like a cult, I'll be honest. I just want to make sure.
yeah.
There were some advantages in the roll you made there, Greystone. Let's cash some of those in to say that you know about the existence of cult deprogramming as a field, which...
There's an entire cottage industry devoted to deprogramming former cult members. And money talks in this industry.
The money isn't it. The people isn't it. It's the money. How are we going to get the money back? How are we going to get paid?
That is our bottom line question, yes.
We can get Caitlin back till the days the cows come home, but we'd have to steal that money back from Freddy.
That is the only way that Megan is going to be able to pay us. Something tells me that Megan will not be very happy if we come back with the money and not Caitlin.
Would she pay us, though?
Thorn, this business, this industry, investigations, it's all about high risk and high reward. Why would we settle for bringing back only Caitlin or the money? Why not go for the whole banana?
Yeah, Go for the Whole Banana is the song that we're going to wrap with today.
I had a scene I wanted to call after.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Sometimes you wake up and you go about your day. You do a couple things and they're just okay.
Coffee was nice.
Sometimes you go to bed and you go to sleep and you realize that there was no standard you had to keep. And you ask yourself, why didn't I try more?
Why didn't I try more?
And you ask yourself, why didn't I shoot high more? You gotta go for the whole banana. You've gotta go for the whole banana. You've gotta go for the whole banana. You just gotta go for the whole banana.
As I walked, two paths diverged in a wood. And I thought one path was bad and the other path was good. But I saw off both paths on a tree in the distance. Grew a banana and it gave me a wink. And I walked off the path and I found something new. I charted a new trail to find something I could chew, and I chewed, and I'm gonna go Yes, you can. You gotta go. Will you do it? Should you do it? Would you do it? Should you? Yes, you know you can. Part of the plan. Go for the whole banana.
One more time.
Whether you're opening bottles of or any other container like a cannon.
This song's got 5 more
You got
minutes.
to go.
Nice.
One more.
Or is it Fanta?
Camilla's counting up. That song was cathartic.
Before we go our separate ways to gather the next day or make our next step, I do want to.
Oh, sorry, we're recording. I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm gonna need to cool down my voice. I suck. I'm sorry.
Oh, Camilla's talking.
Going for the whole raspberry.
Go for the whole raspberry.
Take it from the top there, yeah.
Extraordinary. You gotta go for the whole raspberry.
If the things you were doing were not so innocuous.
I want to. I wanna go. I pull Inspector Greystone aside.
Yes.
Inspector, I know I bothered you earlier in the day by asking about Train 19, and you don't owe me the story of what happened from your perspective. Although, if you want to trade secrets, I'm happy to. I've led an interesting life much longer than yours. But I do want you to know that while I have no certainty and nothing more than a hunch that this could be connected, it is a gathering of exorbitantly rich people with someone who survived that very strange event. And if there's anything you need to do to prepare yourself for that possibility, we're all here to help you. And if there's anything that you want to tell us to prepare yourself for that possibility, we're here to listen.
Aubrey, your words have truly touched my heart. It's very kind of you to think of me. It's not every day that someone has to face his greatest failure. But you know, I've said this since the very beginning of this day. And now that it's, 8 hours later, I believe it even more. I came to the right place when I walked into Thorn Investigators. I'm saying I think you might be able to help me.
How?
Well, you know this place very well. You have a diverse set of skills. And this could be more than just some silly buffoon leading other silly buffoons around in the wilderness. We might be some of the only people who can take this mystery seriously for what it is.
Do you think what happened on the train was magic? Have you seen evidence of magic yourself?
I bet my career on it. It's a long story. The FBI isn't exactly fond of the idea of magic. Imagine what people could get away with if people just knew about it. I believe that what happened to Train 19 was not of the regular world. I said this for years, watching my task force shrink, watching funding get lopped off, twig by twig, branch by branch, until I was just left with a stump of a box full of files. Nobody who believed in me. That's why I left the FBI. Now granted, going independent means that I get to be myself, and the more I learn about the possibility of magic, the more strange the world becomes. And I suppose the more strange I become.
The reason why I know about Train 19 is because I had a brush with magic when I was about 12 years old, 13.
No.
And afterwards, I was desperate to find evidence, to explain to my parents and my friends and everyone I knew about what I had seen and lived and experienced. That's why I know if it puts you at peace. That's why I read about it. And I think you should be prepared tomorrow either to be reconfronted with the memories of some of the worst parts of your life, or maybe vindication for something that you've harbored doubt about for a very long time.
I must say, Aubrey, you've a mind wiser than your face would suggest.
Aubrey Mime's flicking down a face on Guess Who.
I'm glad we're working together.
Wait, you guys are playing Guess Who over here?
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm leaving. This is weird.
The Porsche was gone 5 minutes ago.
You've been invited to this $10,000 a ticket party that is scheduled for tomorrow night. I don't think you necessarily know a ton about Freddy at this point, so I'm curious, as after you've left the Cliffside Club, what your plan is to do next.
Well, it seems that we have to get two things. We need to get Caitlin back out of the clutches of this cult, and we have to make sure that the cult doesn't abscond with all the money further. So we need Caitlin and her and Megan's money.
If there is a cult, it would be great to also take it down while we're at it.
Ooh, interesting.
Bonus points, maybe?
Well,
Maybe we could find someone to pay us for it. That'd be great.
possibly. Cults can be, interesting. I just wouldn't want to create a vacuum that would just bring in the next power-hungry person and lead them all astray again.
I don't know if you've been to the sermons down at the Chili Pavilion, but they're pretty enlightening, so...
I have not. I'm from Asteroids. I'm from Asteroid City. I have not. Tell me more about these sermons.
Chili church.
I'll take you next Tuesday night.
Church on a Tuesday night.
Chili Church.
Chili church.
This is gonna heal me. Sorry, that was table talk.
It sounds like we have about 24 hours to do whatever preparation, research, planning we can do. You, Inspector Greystone, have an invitation to this event.
Yes, I do.
The rest of us need to figure out how we're going to be there.
Yep, I'm sure my mother is going. I'm positive. Social obligation. And if I do remember correctly, between the two houses, there's a pipe that runs between the two houses.
Go on.
Hold on. Let me cook.
Are you describing a sewage system?
No, steam tunnel. It's
I'm
a steam
saying
tunnel.
Well,
Body shoot.
let me just put it this way. A peephole, perhaps? This is stupid.
I'm curious. I'm curious where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like there's a history between the two houses. They used to be one big mansion. Actually, I think it was the Vertere's mansion, and we had to downsize because back in the 50s there was a Vertere recession, and then we had to. I'm trying to.
So I have a hard time imagining them being like physically connected,
Yeah,
right?
well,
But what if there was an aunt who there was sort of a power struggle between, because your mom is Cat Vertere, Catastrophe Vertere,
Right.
and if
Amazing name.
if there was an aunt that she pushed out
Yes.
and then like made it so that they could never come back by selling the property, and so it's sort of built in a complementary style to the Vertere mansion, and it is adjacent, but they are like right. That happened probably 30 years back, and so there's hedges that have built up. That's
Yeah. That's smart. Yeah. Why would they be that close?
A lot of old buildings do have connective steam tunnels underneath
sure.
too.
I'm on board for
Yeah.
that being there if you want to spend a story point to make that true.
Oh, or just like, I'm thinking like the connection there, but I also like maybe blew my cover a little bit by asking about it. So I'm like, what's a sneaky way that I can get information about this guy?
Yeah. Mara, I'm going to say you would also know that your mother would absolutely give you the money for this if you asked, but you would have to go to her to ask. Yeah.
Should we introduce Mommy? Sorry, Mom. Mommy, sorry. That's, you know that bit? Okay, anyway, sorry. That actually would be really interesting. If we all need to go, but you guys need to pay me back like the next day.
Oh, no.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
And to be clear, your mom will not loan you the money. She will give you what you ask for.
But what does that come with? All right.
Strings.
Yeah, but that's gold.
No, just making it clear
No, that's
that is
a
an
good
option,
idea.
and Mara would know that. Yeah.
So no one else got an invitation, right? It was just Greystone? Everybody?
I've worked there before. It's possible I could put my name out there for topiaries.
Worst case, we could say we're running security detail for someone.
Also, to be a little clearer about the vibe, if you've got $10,000 and show up well dressed, you can be there. Like, this is a fundraiser party. That is the $10,000 is the exclusivity, right? If you're buying, they'll take your money, and you can get into that auction for all the weird art pieces and commissions and things that are on offer there.
Maybe that is the route, because that would, and then we're incognito.
Yeah, no, I do not want to quash you guys trying to sneak in. If you want to sneak in, by all means. I'm just trying to make the landscape a bit clearer.
Yeah, that would be good too. Then maybe to clean up whatever. Like if I was poking around, it's like, oh no, these are my friends. We're here to enjoy the art.
Yeah, and both Greystone and Mara would know that showing up with a posse, with a retinue, is normal.
Buying
to
a
these types
table.
of events. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Entourage is the word I was looking for.
Retinue is an interesting word, though. Like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's a little old-timeier.
yeah, I like it. Just file that away for later.
I could maybe get hired to work the event outside on the grounds, but it wouldn't give me the same kind of access.
yeah. Well, truthfully, it might be helpful to have you there not as a guest and have somebody on the property that could be looking a little bit in a different way, inconspicuously, and then I, swallowing pride and fear, could ask my mother for 3 tickets, or the money for 3 tickets.
Helix, would Greystone have an idea? Like, Greystone should know how much money he's recovering from these bearer bonds. So what would an extra $40,000 in expenses constitute to Megan?
That would be nearly 10% of what she is trying to recover. The amount that was withdrawn is in the neighborhood of $500,000.
Okay, gotcha. So it would be worth it. Like, she would rather get 90% back and Caitlin, I would presume.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, it seems like we have 2 options. One would be to consult with your mother. Another, if we can get back Megan and Caitlin's money, Megan is going to give us a cut of it. But the cost of getting in is about 10%. So that is
really, really going to cut into any sort of money that we would get out of this. She would still be happy to have Caitlin back, but it would probably end up being closer to a wash for the rest of us from a business perspective. And we need to think like business people.
Thorn speaks in third person now.
And like Foghorn Leghorn.
I mean, I don't need to go in. I have a route around going in. I could figure it out on my own. $30,000 there. A little less money, thinking like a business person anyway. And you could just give me that $10,000.
The body language. This is doesn't convey anything on podcast, but this like, I'm a good little boy. Was the body language?
Cheeky.
Is there a way for us to do a roll for Thorn to see like how Greystone is formed, like the opinion that Greystone is starting to form of him?
Vibe check.
Yeah.
Check his mind.
Roll a vibe check. Yeah.
What's your perception, Thorn?
It's 1 yellow, 2 green.
And that would be
They
against
get
my-
2 blue dice for
If
hanging out
you're
with their
trying
cool
to hide
perceptive friend.
it's against that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to hide it, they can just get it.
I don't think I'm trying to hide it. Like if that's what you're saying, I don't think I'm trying to hide it. You know, there's one mystery that I think might be harder to figure out than the one that I'm being paid to. And that is why you are part of this team, Mr. Thorne.
Name's on the side of the car.
I understand that, and trust me, I do not mean to be impolite, but I see that Aubrey brings a profound wisdom
So smart.
to these endeavors. Mara has immense curiosity and financial resources.
I'm also great with people.
Indeed you are.
Yes, you are.
Indeed you are.
Continue, sorry.
Let me cut you off. I got you. I go where you're going with this. What you need to understand is brains, money, and I'll kick your ass.
That's a song.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Get down right now. I'm gonna kick your ass. They got the money, they got the brains, other way around, but they didn't see me point at them.
Oh, they're gonna kick your ass. Oh, they're gonna kick your ass.
Now, Mr. Greystone,
Gonna kick your
I appreciate you coming around my way, but there's something I gotta tell you.
Your ass.
Please.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yes. All right.
And I've got the money for legal fees to cover it up.
Well,
That's kind of what they bring to the team.
I see. Now that makes sense. I suppose we haven't gotten in any scuffles yet. Thanks for clearing that up.
Well, truthfully, if I only have to scour up $20K from my mother, that will be less of a fun treat for me later. Thorn, if you want to find your own means and do your own thing, I trust that. Just please do not embarrass me. And Aubrey,
Chekhov's embarrassment.
Mara, I'm happy to be wherever you think I'd be the most useful and wherever it's the easiest to put me. I wanted to offer something if that feels better.
honestly, if I know anything about these parties, and what I remember from being quite young is that there was the main party and usually a second secret party that was going on. And so to have you be somewhat on the outskirts of whatever the main focus was would be incredibly helpful.
I can probably walk through any room as long as I have a question about the topiary, at least a back room.
I'm sure you will, knowing where this is going to happen and your wonderful inquisitiveness. Well, Greystone, assuming that you don't have $20,000 laying around that you'd like to contribute, I'm happy to go to my mother for this one. Take one for the team, if you will.
That sounds interesting. Helix for you, do you have an idea of what 20,000 would constitute to Greystone?
You've been operating as an independent investigator with like running a network of people, right?
Yep.
I think that you would likely have to cancel your vacation this year if you had to spend that out of pocket.
Okay, cool. That's kind of tracking with what I'm thinking.
Yep. Like you could absolutely come up with it, but yeah.
Well, Mara, mother sounds like a lovely woman.
Keyword sounds like.
Oh
Yes,
my.
I love her dearly. She's great. Our relationship is so perfect. It has no qualms whatsoever, and I'm not terrified of these repercussions. But this is great. And you know what? I can frame it as a familial business networking opportunity with someone in my field that she views as my work as a hobby, who is a little bit more successful, maybe professional mentorship. I'll frame it for her, and we'll see if she takes the bait.
What a great idea.
Just to set the tableau here, after the interaction, Thorn has not stopped. All 4'12" of Thorn is like looking up at you, just conversations happening, all that through
Scuffing up the dirt.
like an umpire.
What's like the Danny DeVito and Hercules?
Oh, the imp dude?
Phil?
Yeah.
It's like,
Is that a satyr?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greystone is satisfied. Oh, okay. So this is the muscle of the team. That clears it up. Completely unbothered.
Well, why don't you all do what you need to do? I'm happy to take the Porsche back home and meet you back at the pavilion or at our office.
I got work to do, and not embarrassing you is one of those things.
All right, so we're putting a conversation with Cat Vertere on deck. Are there other things that we want to put on deck to resolve?
I need to make a phone call in my Rolodex of wealthy.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I was going to offer Thorn a way in with me if you want, but if you've got a plan,
If this
then
fails,
I'm happy to work
with you.
Okay. I'm down to spend a story point for this too, but I think that I want to say that Aubrey has worked in this garden on this estate before and would be able to, has enough of a sort of, even if I don't know Freddy specifically, would be able to get in touch with the person who sort of manages the grounds and check in about, I heard you were maybe looking for like day up cover with some of the topiaries. I know this garden.
Go ahead and move that back. You absolutely know someone who works there. The moving back was things happening in the background. Of course, you can either introduce this person now or think about this, but this is someone who, when you were getting started in the landscaping business, was a mentor to you in some way, whether that was in like plant care skills or business management skills. Some way they were a mentor to you, and they are absolutely the primary groundskeeper for the Von Sweetens. Do you want to noodle on who that is?
I'm going to noodle on that for a quick sec.
Yeah. Phone call, noodling, anything from Greystone that you want to do in preparation for this party.
Greystone knows that Caitlin is into ceramics and playing cello.
Right.
I think Greystone is going to listen to like some classical music, like some string quartet music. He's gonna like look around, see if there's any local ceramic shop. Just kind of do some general trying to get into the Caitlin mind space.
Sure.
I think for him it's gonna be a big ask to get her out, and so he's trying to think. He's trying to think like the person that he's trying to apprehend.
I'm imagining this taking place as Greystone sort of puts on a pair of headphones, plugs them into a Walkman, puts a cassette tape of Bach's Greatest Bangers in there.
I need that.
Yeah.
And we then see a montage of him walking through Hagelin Hill, sort of the artiest of arts districts in the city. There's, a street festival that's happening. Oh,
Can we like narrate this in song?
absolutely.
Cool.
Sometimes I find when information is lacking, it helps to think like the person I'm tracking. So I'll put on headphones right over my ears, Try to think through all of her wants and fears, because you gotta think like the person you're tracking. That's the thrill. That's the thrill. That's the thrill of the hunt. That's the thrill. That's the thrill. That's the thrill of the hunt. That's the thrill.
That's the thrill.
That's the thrill.
That's the thrill.
That's the thrill of the hunt. That's the thrill. That's the thrill. That's the thrill of the hunt.
Rugs for sale. Come get your rugs for sale.
We got mugs fresh out of the kiln.
Oh, excellent.
Hot, fresh bread.
Finger paintings.
We've got 2 tomatoes left. Only 2.
Wood pieces turned from driftwood.
Crystals. Get your crystals over. We have crystals over here. They're so shiny.
You've never seen caricatures this ugly.
I see tomatoes, I see some bread, and this'll help me get in Caitlin's head. I see some crystals, I see some stones, and I can feel her in my bones. Yes, that's the thrill, that's the thrill, that's the thrill of the hunt. That's the thrill, that's the thrill, that's the thrill of the hunt. That's the thrill, that's the thrill, that's the thrill of the hunt. Oh, that's the thrill, that's the thrill, that's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, go ahead and give me any skill that you think would help you get inside this person's head.
Okay, so I would say that this would probably be a combination. This could be either streetwise. There could be some knowledge lore as well, just from like reading the files and stuff. But I'm thinking probably
Sort of getting a feeling of
Yeah.
the rhythm of this street.
it kind of feels like streetwise.
For sure.
Might be-
I'll take that. Yeah.
Cool.
Give me an average check. That's going to be against 2 purple.
Cool. It's 2 yellows and a green against 2 purple.
Whoa! That's a lot of yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 1 advantage.
Oh, that's canceled out by that threat over there.
Oh, yeah, that's
So this
right.
is just, what, 3 successes?
3 successes.
Okay.
You're in her head.
So I'm going to leave this to be up to you to remember. Anytime you are making a social check against Caitlin, each one of those successes is going to grant you a blue dice. So will have 3 blue dice available to you.
Awesome.
Thorn, you're grabbing your Rolodex. Notable people in that Rolodex who we've seen before: Poppy Bracco, other people who are super notable in town who you assume will be at a highbrow fundraiser are people like Craig Byte. Craig Byte, local tech magnate. He's sort of helping to make Foxglove one of the centers of a burgeoning technology industry. You expect that the mayor is going to be there. We haven't really given the mayor any character yet. You also expect that Jim Siegel, the host, the sort of historian and host of the Catacomb Tour, is also likely to be there. So you're welcome to interact with any of those people. They would all definitely be in that fundraising Rolodex that you purloined from the zoo.
Probably tech guy.
Craig Byte.
Craig Byte. I think I'm going to ring Craig up and chat with him briefly.
Sure.
Great.
There's a line that says, Craig Byte assistant, and one that says Craig Byte direct.
Assistant.
You're going for the assistant? Okay.
Mr. Byte's office?
Hi, my name is Thorn. I'm an investigator here at Thorn Investigative and Protection Services. I'm working on a case down here, and I came across something I think Mr. Byte should know about, and I just want to know if this is the right line or if I should speak with him directly. It's a matter involving his security.
Well, this is the correct line that you've called. We'll, of course, be validating anything that you tell me. Sorry, my name is Evan. I am Mr. Bite's primary assistant. First of all, thank you for calling and helping to report this to us. Please tell me what you have.
Yeah, well, I guess that to start, this whole thing might not even matter. Is Mr. Bite planning on going to the fundraiser this week?
He is, yes.
I was afraid you'd say that. Okay, well, say I'm working on a case down here, and there's this fella in town. He's made a few comments regarding Mr. Bite, and while we don't have like enough to report further up the line, we can't file a police report yet for my client. Definitely a weird, concerning situation for sure, and I'd be happy to let you all in more. There would just have to be some sort of like professional relationship.
Who was it who made these comments?
That's going to be a privilege because I can't prove it. I'd hate to make that allegation, but if we made like a professional relationship, I'd be happy to come and just run a security detail tomorrow. You don't even have to pay me much.
The things that you're saying are strange.
Yeah.
So what I would like you to do is please make me a check here. This is going to be negotiation, and because you made it weird. No.
You made it weird.
So for you to not share the information and to try and get yourself onto the security detail immediately, that is not trustworthy at all.
Man.
So I'm going to need a negotiation. I understand. I'm going to need a negotiation against, it's going to be against 3, but one of them is going to get upgraded because of how weird you made it.
I've had worse rolls. It's 1 failure.
The Van Sweetens are handling security, and of course, Craig's personal detail will be there. There is not sufficient time to vet you or your information before. If you would like to set up some sort of professional arrangement, you're welcome to come by my office and we can begin the process. Usually onboarding vendors does take a few months, though.
Oh, I understand. If this turns, it's probably nothing. I mean, if you were to get seriously injured, that would be on you. I understand. I tried to warn you, 100%. Just be on the lookout for gambling, all right? Click.
Be on the lookout for gambling? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so to be clear, you have told Craig's security details that someone named Gamlin poses a threat.
They said they were gonna. They said they were gonna validate this information. I needed someone real. So.
Wow.
If you're gonna take a shot at the king, you better not miss. You know what I'm saying?
We have a honeypot and he's wearing a fancy gray hat with a feather in it.
Why that you call it Bobby Bracco.
No, I had a backup plan.
Oh, right. You're going without me. Yeah.
If you want to call somebody else, we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
And so our euphonious investigators begin to chart a path to crash a party, a very fancy party. Will they secure entry? Will they get the whole banana? Find out next time on RPG Major. Thanks for listening, everyone. Reminder, over in our Discord, you can take part in our weekly song drawing. Submit an idea for a song, whether it's something in-world or just something you'd like to hear a song about, and every week we'll choose one of them to improvise a song about next time we get together. It's going to take a couple weeks before these start coming out because we record kind of infrequently, but submit your ideas now and maybe you'll hear us singing a real dumb song about it soon. Inspector Greystone was played by our special guest, Seattle improviser Jeffrey Kranz. Find his comedic shenanigans on Instagram at Jeffrey_the_red. Mara Vertere is played by Lauren Drake. If you're listening to these as we release them, look for her in a production of Snowed In at Arts West this holiday season. You can also find her performing with musical improv team We Have Some Notes or on socials at La La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by Camilla Franklin. You can find her performing as part of musical improv team Fancy Cafeteria and on Instagram at Camillastrator. Camilla also creates all the art and visual design for the show. Thorn is played by A.J. Crumley. You can find them performing in Seattle at Comedy Sports and with Crooked Street Theatrics and Productions. They're on Instagram at Major Fraser. All music for this arc of RPG Major was created live in the room by Noah Samuels. You can find him on Instagram at Samuels_Noah, and I'm Helix. Find me performing with Jet City Improv and musical improv team We Have Some Notes. Connect with me and the cast of the show on social media at RPG Major or on our Discord. We'll see you next time.
I haven't been keeping track of any money at all.
Can't relate.
I got none.
I love that it motivates your character highly and the player not at all.
I slept on those questions and now money matters. This song's got 5 more minutes.
And so our hero...
That was a very good Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh my god, wait.
That was...
Holy crap!
Get in the comments. Tell us your favorite old baby theory.
Get in the comments.
Comments.